Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, we'll continue our book reading today, Advanced Selling Strategy by Brian Tracy. We'll continue from where we'll stop on chapter 9, page 319. That's page 319. Where we looked at yesterday, we were talking about how to determine who they are. That is, how to determine the kind of personality type your customer or your prospect have. Number one way which you can use to determine them is by the type of questions they ask you, the kind of questions they ask, and the kind of things they ask about your product and service. You'll be able to determine the kind of person they are. You'll be able to tell if they are directors, if they are analyzers, if they are realtors. The second way you know who they are is to take time to ask questions. When you ask them questions, and listen carefully to their answers, you can also determine the kind of people they are. And the other way which can determine the kind of people they are is that you will remember, you have to, after knowing the kind of person they are, you have to sell to them the way they want to be, you know, sold to. So take your time, ask them questions to figure out who they are. So today we're looking at the self-actualizing and apathic personality. The self-actualizing and apathic personality. It says there are two additional type of personality that you will experience in selling. You will run into them on a regular basis, though you will seldom see them described anywhere. They are the self-actualizing personality and the apathic personality. They each represent about 1 in 20 prospects or 5% of the prospect population. They have exactly opposite characteristics. The self-actualizing personality is someone who knows exactly what he wants the minute you walk in. He has already done his research and his homework. He has a good basis of experience. He has thought it through. He's ready to make a decision immediately. He will ask you what you have, how it works, how much it costs, and how long it takes to get it. If what you have is what he wants and needs, he will make a buying decision immediately. He will give you a check, thank you for your time, and see you to the door. After a sales like this, your head will be spinning. You'll be amazed at how easy it was. You almost feel as though you have gotten away with something. There will have been virtually no effort required on the part at all. You think to yourself that if you could talk to people like this all day, every day, you would soon be rich. But remember, this type of self-actualizing buyers who know exactly what he wants is ready to make a decision immediately is very rare. Count yourself lucky when you occasionally run into one of them. At the opposite end of a personality spectrum is the apathic buyer. This is a person who is so far down that he has to look up to see bottom. This person is negative, cynical, bored, uninterested, and a real pain to deal with. He or she is a perennial tire kicker who never buys anything. You wonder why this person is even wasting your time. Apathic buyers are tiring and stressful to deal with. They drag you down as soon as you realize that you are they drag you down, sorry. As soon as you realize that you're talking to one of them, you should politely disengage, thank him for his time, and get to your next prospect as soon as possible. And from that point on, don't give him or her another thought. The apathic buyer is the bane of the selling profession, and if you're not careful, he will cause you to doubt yourself and doubt your capabilities. Be yourself. What I've discovered in dealing with people of different personality styles and different ways of processing information is that if you relax and mentally prepare prior to each sales conversation and then just go with the flow of your own nature, you will naturally synchronize your words and action with your customers. You will deal you will do and say the right things at the right time without trying. If, on the other hand, you consciously try to be something you're not, you feel uncomfortable. You will lose the natural spontaneity that builds and maintains high quality relationship. Your behavior will begin to verge on manipulation. The minute you begin thinking about what type of person you're talking to and how you can adjust your personality to be more persuasive, you'll start becoming insincere and unpersuasive. It is important for you to be able to stand back from the sales conversation, almost like a third person in the room, and observe the interaction between yourself and your prospect. By thinking about your prospect for a few minutes after each conversation, you will develop an intuitive sense for the kind of person he or she is and for the little things that you can do to make him or her more comfortable in dealing with you. And this is all the effort you should make in modifying your personality if you want to continue selling at your best. Okay, this is where we'll stop for our reading today. The last topic we read said be yourself. Even in that moment where you're trying to know who your clients are, trying to know your customer's personality type and the rest of it, do not lose yourself in that moment. Always be yourself. Be conscious about what is happening. Just be natural with that customer or be natural with that prospect, and with time you will adjust to that person's personality. You know, okay, this is the kind of person this client or this customer is. Like I said yesterday, when you meet a person immediately, you won't actually tell who that person is. Maybe once you spend like few hours with that person, you spend like 24 hours with that person before you be able to tell that, okay, this person is this kind of person. I've had conversation with him, we've communicated, I've had the kind of words that come out from his or her mouth. I know the kind of person he or she is. So in that moment of trying to know who your clients or customers are, in that moment of trying to categorize their personality type, do not lose yourself. Just be natural. Just be yourself. Don't be who you're not. Don't become manipulative and the rest of it. Then we read about the self-actualizers and the apathic personality. These are the two types of personality that you experience when you're selling, aside from the ones that he told us in our previous pages: the socializers, the realtor, the analyzers, and the director. So the self-actualizing personality, they're someone who is known exactly, you know them as people who know exactly what they want from you. This kind of people, you don't have to talk too much, you don't have to preach too much. Once you just get to them and introduce yourself and tell them about your product and services, if they don't want, they will tell you they don't want. If they want to patronize you, they will go ahead immediately and patronize you. Then he talked about the apathic personality. The apathic buyers are the people who are stressful. Remember, if you think back, you must have met stressful customers. You will have met customers that you have to talk and talk and talk, and they're so stressful and they keep talking you down. And like, this your products, it's not even working. Is it not what I use this one, it didn't even last me. This one, it burns like this, it burns like this. And to an extent, they will so talk down at you and discourage you and drag your products that you even start doubting yourself. You start doubting your confidence. You start doubting the products that you are selling. So it is very important to avoid this kind of people when you know that you don't have anything, or they don't have anything better to say, and you don't think you can convince them. So that is just a brief summary of where we've read today. Thank you.